We've all dealt with them. In accordance to Webster's dictionary, a bully is one that uses his or her strengths or power to intimidate another in doing what they typically intend for them to do by intimidating those that are weaker than them. We've all dealt with them, or you've had one, or maybe you even were one. However, a big argument within psychology is the topic of whether girls are bigger bullies than boys. I chose this topic, for I believe that bullying is one of the biggest issues that we face in society today, for it leads to multiple deaths. I also chose this topic, for in relation to our psychology course, I began to wonder, what does it have to do with the mind? What encourages one to be a bully, think like a bully? Is it something that we learn? Does it have to do with our surroundings? With that, today I will be discussing the research in which I have studied that talked about the ways in which girls are bigger bullies and the way in which boys are actually bigger bullies. Through this presentation, I urge you all to come up with your own conclusion, and I will present mine in the end. My first article, titled Relational and Physical Aggression, Pro-Social Behavior and Pure Relations, Gender Moderation and Bidirectional Associations. In this study, Zimmer, Genbrick, Greiger, and Crick first wanted to test their theory as to whether girls are bigger bullies than boys. By beginning this research, they first looked into what were the three main characteristics of bullying, and what does it have to do with one's surroundings. When viewing this, they found out that one's emotional behavior, physical behavior, are very important when it comes to social acceptance. To begin this study, they studied the relationally aggressive behaviors produced by 458 children, and they studied both males and females in grades 3 and 6. When viewing the results showed that girls were much more social and peer-related than boys, who were more physical aggressive. There was no difference, however, when regarding the relational aggression in 3rd grade. But in the 6th grade, they found that girls were much more relationally aggressive, resulting that girls are bigger bullies than boys. My next article, titled Female Aggression Revisited, Variable and Person-Centered Approaches to Studying Gender Differences and Different Types of Aggression. In this study, Salmavali and Karen conducted a correlation study in which different genders participate in a discussion about the gender differences in aggression by forming results based on questionnaire data from 3 age groups. The age groups included middle childhood and adolescence, which consisted of 526 children, 274 which were girls, and 252 which were boys. The children evaluated their same-sex classmates, along with themselves, on the way that they used direct, physical, and verbal aggression. They used this questionnaire on a 5-point study, with 5 indicating most often. Through this study, they were looking to see if indirect aggression in females became apparent first in females than males. They also wanted to see the identification of indirect aggression and see if it was more apparent within a large group of aggressive females. Results showed that boys used all 3 types of aggression much more than girls, even within the very large physically aggressive group of girls, resulting that boys are bigger bullies. My third article, titled Definitions of Bullying, a comparison of terms used and gender differences in 14 country international personals. A comparison. In this article, Smith, Cowie, Olfison, and Laifugi conducted a descriptive study by devising 24 cartoon stick figures. These stick figures were to display different scenarios related to bullying, and they made sure that these 6 stick figures related more of the negative aspect of bullying. These figures were shown to children from ages 8 to 14 within schools from 14 various countries. The children were to decide if the actions within the cartoon figures applied to themselves. When viewing the results, they found that boys between the age of 8 and 9 resulted higher than girls in physical aggression. But around the age of 10 through 14, girls resulted higher than boys in verbal, directly and indirectly forms of bullying, indicating that girls are the bigger bullies. My fourth article, titled Bullies and Delinquents, was conducted in a research by Baldry and Farrington. They formed a self-report questionnaire on bullying and delinquency. Within this questionnaire, they were aiming to analyze the personal characteristics and parental styles of bullying and delinquents. They took 113 girls and 125 boys, aged 11 through 14, in a middle school within Rome. They were first given the same definition of bullying, so they were all on the same page. The questionnaire was divided into 3 parts. The first part measured the bullying behavior. The second part measured the parental practices. And the third part measured the personal characteristics of students along with self-delinquency. Results showed that boys were more likely to admit to being bullies and committing delinquent acts. This resulted that boys were bigger bullies. My fifth article, titled Gender Differences in the Assessment, Stability, and Correlates to Bullying Rules in Middle School Children. In this article, Crapanzano, Frick, Childs, and Terranova investigating bullying behaviors in 284 middle school children. They took a total of 735 students and surveyed them on the different forms in which bullying occurs through a questionnaire. The questionnaire included 50 items related to socio-demographic information, experiences of bullying students, being bullied by other students, their attitude towards bullying, and also the ways in which their school fellows, their teachers, and even the ways they've seen their parents bullied. Results showed that 241 students reported bullying others, and 222 students reported being bullied by other students. However, more boys reported to bullying other students than girls, stating that I skipped a study, I'm sorry, stating that yes, girls are bigger bullies. In my sixth article, Physical, Verbal, and Relational Forms of Bullying Among German Students, Age Trends, Gender Differences, and Correlates. In this study, Schweitzer, Heyer, Peterman, and Juger surveyed a total of 735 students from 2 German schools on the different forms in which bullying occurs through a questionnaire. Within this study, the questionnaire included 50 items of socio-demographic information, their experiences of bullying other students, the ways in which they were bullied themselves, and the ways that they saw their parents, their school fellows, and also teachers bullied. Results showed that more boys reported bullying others than girls, showing that boys are bigger bullies. So when looking into these different types of studies, you can say that it can go vary both ways. You can say based off of physical aggression, you could say the boys are bigger bullies. However, when it comes to verbal aggression, you can say girls are bigger bullies, which is exactly what comes to my opinion. I believe that bullying is more commonly found within males within an elementary age. For they're growing up, they're learning to be tough, they're playing with trucks, they find the physical aspect within a boy's childhood. However, through growth and development, as Geimerbeck has stated, girls begin to become very social, peer-oriented. They want to fit into their surroundings. They want to be accepted. And they will sometimes do, or they will sometimes say anything to seem cool or accepted into the other social groups, showing that girls become the bigger bullies in time. Any questions?